Hey there guys, and welcome back to another video on the Gacha Grump channel. It's me, the Gacha Grump, and I just wanted to talk about something different today. Usually I've covered gacha games, I've covered a little bit of RPGs. Obviously my channel is going to eventually cover anime as well. But today I wanted to go more into the gaming side a little bit further away. A game that I was initially interested in when I first saw it in 2018. That was Heartbound, made by developed by, I could say developed, but he's not really made any progress, and it's something that a lot of people have said. I've checked over the Reddits just to check on progress, and it just gets nowhere. There's barely any updates because it's made by developer Pirate Software. Pirate Software is the man you might know as the guy who blatantly lied, misinformed, and then refused to retract his statement around Stop Killing Games, what they stand for, their objective. He painted them in a horrible light. Obviously, he has connections to Blizzard. Apparently, his dad works in Blizzard. I don't know the validity of that, but we can talk about the fact that he very much goes into. He's very much on the corporate side of things, or at least it feels that way from looking in. I'm someone who believes in the Stop Killing Games mission. Just regards to, if you are going to shut down the game, let the players keep developing the game with no cost to yourself. Obviously there has to be limitations, licensing, I'm not sure how that works, but Stop Killing Games just wanted to put this into question and let laws better surround the concept and develop new laws to better protect old games that are going missing because there's no protection for them. Lost media has obviously been a big thing in the last couple of years. But yeah, I want to talk about it today because obviously there's been an insurgence of downvoting of Heartbound, a game that's been in early access since 2018, and ever since Pirate Software blew up around COVID, I believe, it's just not even progressed too much to release, and a lot of people are very dissatisfied with its progress. So let's go into the overwhelmingly negative and the recent and talk about some of the reviews. Developers on par with Yandere dev, being in development for 7 years and still isn't finished because the dev streams for 15 hours a day. Just to be clear, this is what I mentioned. A lot of people basically went on to say Pirate Software just doesn't do anything. He's taken his role as a streamer because now he doesn't actually have to work. And I think this innately, even though he's worked on security at Blizzard, he didn't work on development, he said that himself. And now that he's got this game that he's been developing for 7 years but hasn't completed and barely updates, I don't think we should take his opinion as a developer seriously. Because, you know, he's not really developing anything and he's not developed things prior that I'm aware of. And then obviously we've got this one here, which is like, I'm not going to read all that, but basically, Bandwagon of Hate. I just got this game all the way back in 2017, donated to the Kickstarter and have my name in the critics, etc. I've been following this thing and have been on and off with the creator stream for a long time, so obviously talking about Pirate, talking about Thor himself. I think it's cool what he's done for the game dev community despite the stupid and frankly petty controversy surrounding him. It's not stupid and petty though, because he has actively disparaged and lied and defamed Accursed Farms for what he was trying to do. He lied about that and slandered him, so I think this take from this person's stupid, quite frankly. Never really agreed with his philosophy when it came to making his own game. It, for the most part, just felt like something to build a platform off, rather through streaming its development and whatnot. Yep, probably true. So it became evident when spurs of content came down to an absolute crawl. So obviously, as I said, this game's been out for 7 years. It's an indie game. Not many indie games pushing a decade to do, outside of aptly Yandere dev and Yandere Simulator, which has been notably ran by a very, very bad person. Yep, and obviously deep into this, it's just going on more about, but since then it feels like development has slogged down to just refining animus portion for the last 5 years, so it's not really continued the story, not finishing itself. When it comes to the quality of the game itself, I really don't think it's all that, unfortunately. The writing is pretty shallow and shoddily placed, characters constantly promise that all these loose plots will eventually make sense, but they never do. I don't really think writing would count for much anyway if the game weren't like actually fun. But the gameplay, I wouldn't really consider it an RPG, at least not in actual gameplay. The demo portion is the best part of the game, with actual puzzles, combat sequences, but after that stagnates from walking to point A to point B, if I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong. There's 3 actual battle sequences in the entire game, which, depending on how you want to look at it as an RPG, is pretty bad. unless you can find ways to avoid that, and that's a path of pacifism, kind of like Undertale, where you can avoid the fights just by, or at least avoid killing your enemies. So yeah, wouldn't recommend. As it stands now, not even a finished product. Would I really recommend buying this unless you want to support the creator? I'm sorry, but I would not support Thor. He does not seem that great of a guy. He is a man defined solely by his own ego. He is very much and he can't take criticism to save his life, which I feel is important, especially when it comes to developing a game. Listening to valid criticism and improving from that is so important. I'm not a game developer, but I just feel like this in every way of life. If you're making a mistake and you listen to valid criticism, you can use that to improve yourself, which is something I'm doing recently. One of my friends criticised my weight just as a joke, but then I realised obviously I'm doing something wrong, so I'm slowly correcting that. It's not the same thing, but it's the same concept. It is applying correct constructive criticism to your own flaws and improving them from that. And another person goes on to say this game sucks ass. Did he even finish it yet? Also, for the guy who makes this game is a giant douchebag that needs to be deleted from the internet. I won't go that far. I think he has a right to redeem himself, but the fact that he doubled down on the fact that he was completely right and said nothing wrong during the stop killing games situation, yeah, no. From was retarded to say, stop killing games, bro. I wasn't able to refund this on garbage because Thor. Yeah, it's just one of those. I think it's just one of those things. I use this more as a way to roll into talking about Thor, because honestly, the Heartbound situation is something that makes me sad because I was interested in it to begin with, but now here we are, just sat here with an unfinished product, with a man who has actively harmed the health of games, what people are trying to protect and make it into, stop it from becoming lost media that we might never see again, like traditional games and everything. Some of the older games that we might lose. Some, like, obviously a lot of it surrounds the crew currently, because that was when this thing sort of picked up. It's a felt from there. My entire thing is that it's the fact that he refused to even acknowledge or understand the situation. He just, with his very large platform that was booming at the time, decided, I am going to not look into this. I'm going to presume that I know what's going on. I'm going to talk out my fucking ass about it. I'm going to be wrong. Then I'm not going to look it. Then in my YouTube video, I've not even looked into it and I won't correct it. I'm going to keep saying the same lies that I said before. And then 10 months later, when it's brought up again because it's in danger of failing, I am going to triple down on it. I've never seen a man so stuck by his own ego that he just can't admit one bit of fault. Everyone has fault to admit. Nobody's perfect. But it's like he can't. His own ego prevents him from doing that. And maybe I'm not contributing much to this, but it's something I really hope that Thor sees the errors of his ways with. I'm not going to stand almighty and pretend that I'm perfect. I'm not, as I've said. I'm not even a great person, I don't think. But the fact that we're not going to see Heartbound completed, the fact that he is actively damaging the games community and the games industry just by lying and abusing his big platform, and now he's seen for this. And it's just, I saw the recent reviews on this because I was checking out, see if anything had improved, if anything, I was looking to download it if it'd been finished. Even if I don't like Thor, I could still like the game. And obviously here we are, it's getting review bombed. I don't think, maybe review bomb's not the right term, that's what I saw as when people said that it was being review bombed, but I don't believe it's a review bomb if people are bringing up valid criticisms of the game itself. It's not just because Thor's a shitty person, it's because people feel scammed by a game that's been in development for 7 years and it's progressing at a snail's pace. I really hope that Heartbound gets completed. I hope that the people that want Heartbound get that game that they paid for development on in Kickstarters and everything. I hope they see it completed and that they honestly get the game they deserve. I hope Thor thinks about and grows from this and becomes a better person, because I really hope he does. I think we can all do that in our lives, and I just think Thor needs to really double check and try and undo some of the damage he's done. That's just one man's opinion. I've been the Gacha Grump. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you dislike it. Leave a comment down below. Talk about how do you feel about the situation? Is Thor in the wrong? How do you feel about Stop Killing Games? What are your thoughts and feelings on the matter? Anyway, I've been the Gacha Grump. I just wanted to give my general consensus and feeling both about Heartbound and Thor as a person. I've tried to stay light on the topic because I don't want to go fully negative, but I generally do feel like it's hard to stay positive in this situation. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. I've been the Gacha Grump. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care, guys. Bye.